Hi, my name is Chasukat, and this video is I'm dedicating this video to this book that actually I was able to buy in a gaming fiesta. I did not expect to find a book like this in a gaming community, but irregardless, I would say more like the book found me, and I have after reading through it, it inspired me to make this video where I just want to share about my passion in art, maybe a little bit history of where I came from. Now, I used to be a kid that used to draw a lot back when I was, I think, all the way to high school. Even after high school, I did involve into digital art. I don't hold off my collections because I always have the mind of I'll just draw it again. It was never the best, so I didn't mind trashing it, just restart and drawing it. So I don't really hold histories of my artwork, but I just want to say this, like I used to draw a lot, and this book is called the Pixiv Almanac. Now, so for some people, you guys might be familiar with Pinterest, or maybe there's probably plenty of online platforms where artists can just gather around to show off their artwork, whether it's come from a more comic or the Japanese culture or CG. Now, Pixiv is just one of them, and it's probably one of the earliest online platform in Japan. Now, this book is basically a collection for all of those artwork, all in one book, and this is volume 1. And what that means is that this is all the way from 2010. It is very interesting to read through it because you get to see the evolution of art. No, more like you get to see the history of art. I do not have the collection for the current now of 2025, but irregardless, I think it's very interesting to show you what this book's all about. So I will show you now. So I'm gonna change it into this angle where I can just like flip through the pages, where you can see all this wonderful artwork that people has made. Now, so this book generally just shows all the illustrations all the way from the past, and you can see this like people just draw from like from animes to Vocaloids to city landscapes, fantasies, more a lot of Japanese culture, and a lot of fantasies, and there's a lot of art in here. And personally, I really like art books like this, where I'm the type that prefer the whole community art rather than just focusing on one particular artist. If I found my style, or if I like found a particular artist that I like, probably I would get those art book. But at the moment, I'm still on my journey to find myself, what is my style. And all of these artworks are amazing. And like I said, I used to grow up with Vocaloids, and I believe I flipped through some pages was about like Black Rock Shooter. I think I did found it. It's so early on. Black Rock Shooter, this one. So this is Black Rock Shooter. This is from 2008. Vocaloids are 2007. So this whole book is just a whole collection of all sorts of amazing artwork. Now you can see this is their artist names. They gave their comments during this whole art book project, and they gave their social media, their emails, their own websites, blogs, and the tools that they use. You can see here that you really can't see it, but it is all mentioned here that this was during the Windows XP era, where all of them mostly were using Photoshop, and there's some of these tools I myself am not familiar with. Now, it's very interesting to see all of this artwork. Just like you would think that, I would more like to say it's very hard to imagine how they came up with all of these designs. Now, right now, 2025, if you want to get back into drawing, you probably start referencing from online images that you found on Google Images, Google Photos, or Pixiv, Reddit, 4chan. There's so many platforms, or Pinterest, the one I mostly use. Pixiv and Pinterest are what I use the most. what we have to do is just look up online and just find the things that we like, and we just start tracing from there. Now, but these guys, this is 2010, or actually, if this book is 2010, that means these artworks are actually before that. So all of these artists, they all started with, I would like to say, nothing. Now, I know most likely they had to buy books, for anatomy or for landscape, or like shading. There's a lot of great books back then. Surely this is what they started with. But art is not just technical details. It is actually, more importantly, is the creative aspect that you have to first visualize or fantasize in your head, and somehow able to capture that back on paper, or or whatever platform you use. And generally, it's very interesting to see how art was or didn't change at all. You probably thought that this was made 2025, but no, this is 15 years ago. It's very interesting. It's very interesting to see like how creative we were even back then. It is amazing. Look at this whole landscape. I myself I can't see myself like creating this out of thin air. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of details, a lot of studying and trial and error, especially on a single page, on a single illustration. And I just wanted to show you how this book has inspired me to personally to draw again. Now, first of all, I'm not giving a message to tell you to go start buying art books so you can start. I'm just saying this first of all, I bought this from a game community, like a festival. So this is not what I expected to buy. So this is more like the book found me, and it somehow inspired me to draw again. So sometimes I think it's more important to just to allow yourself to open up to all this like artistic sense, or all this like emotional art. To me, art is basically an amplifier of another person's emotions, where you felt at the time, this looks cool to you, or this like, I have this wonderful fantasies I want to show you. Art is, people do say this like a picture holds like 1,000 words, and basically this is it. There's like allow yourself to open up to like all sorts of channels, to all these emotions to flow into you, and to inspire you to do great things, no matter how small they are. Just like generally, of course, there is no difference than buying an art book than looking up pictures on the internet. But what's more important is to just allow yourself to explore. This is my journey. This is how I came to found the book, or I said the book found me. So I say this like try to get yourself into this. I mentioned before, I used to draw a lot of art in my free time. I know I don't collect a lot of it, so that's why I always have to start up a new book. I bought this just yesterday, and because after reading it immediately, I just wanted to draw again. Now my art's not the best. I drew exactly only one page of an art, so I have lost touch. I no longer can draw hands and proportions and all that. I've lost the skills to do it, which is why I want to get back into this again. My goal, of course, is to make gift cards, because back then I used to receive a lot of gift cards. Well, even to today, it's like my life in the UK, I receive a lot of gift cards that I normally wouldn't in Malaysia. Now, I didn't expect this kind of culture where people would just write like heartful message. So like this one, this was a message from my girlfriend to me. And of course, there was a lot of like Christmas cards. There's a lot of Christmas cards, and all of this, either they all came from China, from Taiwan, or Hong Kong, and Malaysia, or local from Sheffield as well. It's like everyone just like gather up their messages and just writing gift cards. I won't show you the content, but to not expose their personal details. But I received this like it is very heartwarming to receive all these gift cards, and I myself I exchange as well. Like this one's mine actually, so I would just I would just buy in a convenience store, and then I'll just write my message and just give it to the next person. Now, I soon realized it's like I don't want to buy anymore when I can just make my own, because is in yeah, making a gift card is not, it's not difficult. I could probably just take one of these pages and just fold it in half and just write, and that's it. That's a gift card right there. So this is my own journey, where I just wanted to get better at making art, so I can create gift cards, so I can write to other people. Yes, I want to keep this like this exchange where messages to show that I acknowledge your existence, you acknowledge my existence, and just like I'm sharing my emotions with you, how much you mean to me, and how much my gratitude for you, my hope for you, and for in the foreseeable future. So I hope that this kind of videos are inspired to get back into art again, because it's like art is generally a very, I would say, of is a wonderful media that's like for people to get into. It's a hobby. Now, of course, you don't have. I myself I'm generally more into line art. I might get into like water painting, oil painting, but there's all sorts of ways to draw, to show. Maybe you yourself just prefer like cinematography, photography, music. There's a lot of medias you can get into, but first of all, make sure that allow yourself to open up to all these art in general. Do not just you maybe at the moment you don't feel at the time, which is fine, but eventually when you get constantly getting exposed, I hope this like you just allow yourself to get inspired, and then hopefully you too will try to exchange back out from your own efforts. Now, I don't really have a lot of advice to tell you how to draw art, because I myself am not a professional artist. But generally, what I'll do is that, let's say I look at this photo, I like this photo, this art, and I probably just want this pose, this angle, the way the hands or that motorcycle she's riding on, and maybe I would just transfer it into more of this art style where this person really knows how to use the white lines to separate out the background and the foreground. So these are all the techniques that I would normally just get myself to understand, to learn from. I myself may not be into this particular style and whatnot, but it doesn't matter. I really like this. This is a really wonderful blueprint. I'll probably get into it at some point, but anyways, it's like get it. This is what referencing is for. Just like when you open yourself up to all these opportunities and methods and techniques to draw. Now, I know that currently we're living in an age where AI is making a lot of art for us, and I'm not shaming. I know some people do not like me saying stuff like this, but I myself like I'm an engineer. I myself have studied AI, and I believe that there's no really a way out of this situation. And I know that AI has started like consuming art. Now everyone has their own take on this. We all know that stealing art is bad, and I generally just find that right now people have found a way to use AI to just create art. Now, of course, in the end, I myself believe that it's all about the intention, because if I were to just like create I just needed something fast and easy to just like fill up one page just to show. Maybe it's just my presentation at work or presentation in school. Well, back then, so I probably would use it in school back then. I'll just like generate some illustration and just put it at the front of the presentation, so to make it like more stylish and captivating. If it really depends on intention, because in the end AI is just a tool. But more importantly, I personally vouch that people do not use AI art to share to another person, because it's probably better that you try to draw it on your own. You have to understand this, like you don't need to draw such great art. You can always start somewhere. I myself started with Stickmans, and before I got into drawing anime girls and digital art. But you know, you can always start something like this. I'm pretty sure anyone can draw this. And of course, it's like I said, I wasn't the best, and you know, just get yourself into, just start drawing, just start using your hands, you know, build up that muscle memory so that you know how to draw like curve, straight lines and curves, and all sorts of like coloring techniques. I myself am not good at coloring, so there's a lot to learn, and it takes a lot of time for sure. And you know, just like start somewhere, or better yet, you know, figure out what you don't like first. It's probably easier you find things you dislike than what you like. In the end, I'm pretty sure everyone has endless desires, so just start somewhere and start drawing. And you know, I hope that, you know, that's enough where this video has probably, I hope that this video inspires you to just like pick up a pen again, or you know, find a way to platform, or bare minimum, just open up yourself to enjoy art. You do not have to be like technical, you do not have to be philosophical, you know, just like in the end, it's just look at it, use your eyes, look at it. Do you feel something from these pictures? Do they look cool to you? Do they look like, do they look like this, I would like to take a picture of this? Or do they look like, oh, I just want to try it out someday in the future? Just even you spending time imagining yourself drawing, it's already good enough, because that means it's like that media has successfully transferred the message to you. We do not know what at the time what the artist was feeling when they draw it, because when you read the comments, most of the time they're just saying this like, I create graphics using a brush. I am sponsored by Chaotic House. Oh, this is a sponsored. I'm super relaxed when I'm drawing. I think some of them say stuff that's like, oh, I just like to draw girls. Oh, that's like, I like to draw I like to draw all the way from like childhood fantasies all the way to like a hairy bald guy with muscles. It was somewhere, one of the comments, you know, that's like, everyone has their own ways, different reasons why they started. I enjoy drawing too much, you know, and ooh, yeah, there's a lot of ways. And you know, just like, I think I'll probably end the video here. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed my sharing about art, and you know, my passion on it, and hope you guys can start. I hope that I can make videos like this again. I probably, if I have the chance to go back to Japan, I'll get the newest volume for it, so we can do a comparison, you know, from before and after. See if there's no change. I personally think there's no change, but you know, it'll be very interesting to see that. So yes, it's like so this is the end of the video, so bye bye.